Hey guys, Poro here, this time with a guide for Nilah Jungle. I've been teasing this one for months now, but the Samira Jungle guide plays super similar to Nilah Jungle, so there was never really a real reason to finish this one up. However, Riot recently made a series of jungle changes that made clearing the jungle more difficult for your average champion. Samira was hit extremely hard from this as her melee Q no longer worked to heal her and she has no built-in damage reduction. The Samira clear is still easily doable with fleet footwork, just noticeably less healthy. Nilah, on the other hand, actually benefited pretty hard from these changes, which is why she's back on the table. Before I get to why though, here are some reminders of why Nilah works in the jungle. Power farming hypercarry junglers is a common idea from champions like Karthus or Graves, where the champion will farm to get item spikes and then carry the game later. In order to be one of these champions, you need a fast healthy clear, really good scaling, and good 1v1 power to fight against invades or scuttle contests. Nilah has all three of these. To start it off, let's go over the clear. This is where you'll be able to see exactly why Nilah eclipses Samira now. You can start either buff and the same principles apply, so don't worry about that. I'll start red for my example. Take Q level 1 and start generally kiting while hitting the buff. The new patience ranges for camps are super forgiving, so really kite around those buffs to avoid damage as much as possible. Once you're done with the first camp, take W level 2. This ability is the reason why Nilah stays unaffected by the changes. The big change done at the beginning of Season 13 is that Omnivip is gone and champs instead heal from their jungle pet and from killing large jungle monsters. This sucks for no sustain champions like Samira, who survived before because of her ability damage, but is great for champs like Nilah who have built-in dodge or other form of sustain. Nilah's W can block up to 2 attacks from large monsters with a single cast, meaning you're saving upwards of 600 health on your first clear. You do have to time it well though. Use the W right as the large monster is winding up their attack, and you'll just barely be able to block the second attack before your W runs out. After that, your clear is very straightforward. Take E at level 3 and keep going. One thing to note is that you'll slightly increase your DPS if you cast EQ together instead of separately, so make sure you're doing that whenever possible. However, be aware that there is a bug where sometimes when you E, your Q just doesn't activate and you don't get your passive autos, so take the gamble if you feel like it. The final result, as you can see, is a full clear where Nilah basically ends at full health. Contrast this to Samira, who gets it done a few seconds faster, but is down 300 or 400 health as well. Nilah is the significantly safer option early, and can even hit Scuttle on time anyway with a standard leash. Now before we get too ahead of ourselves, some of you might be wondering why Nilah should even ever jungle in the first place. She's fine as is in bot lane, and her passive is even seemingly useless while jungling. Well my friends, this is where you get to whip out all the greedy excuses at once. Nilah is a champion who really enjoys having levels. Both her W and E start off with a fairly long cooldown, but benefit from lots of cooldown reduction with more skill points. In bot lane, this can be pretty difficult to achieve. While it is true that Nilah's passive gives XP, it must also be noted that this is in compensation for her lower range. In theory, she ends up about breaking even in XP after her short range is taken advantage of by the enemy. On the flip side, levels come easy through jungle, especially when you get to help your lanes shove out. See, this is the amazing champion kit excuse angle. For example, before buffs could be shared, mid laners got to take the blue buff and marksmen got to take red buff. Why? Well, because most mid laners are mages who need the mana. Junglers don't need the mana regen because they get it from the jungle passively, so mid laners have their champion kit excuse to take away blue. Marksmen likewise benefit more from red buff, as their slow on hit allows them to kite more easily. Nilah Jungle takes this once cruel method used to punish junglers and flips it back onto the laners. Helping a laner shove wave or break a freeze? Might as well take all the last hits while you're at it. If they don't like it, simply explain that you both benefit due to the increased experience from your passive. It's evil, but it works. If they still come back at you, simply tell them that they obviously don't play Nilah and wouldn't understand how broken her passive is. Through this tomfoolery, Nilah can actually spike levels incredibly quickly. You get all the jungle XP, plus an increased amount of lane XP should you be helping out your laners. It's a have your cake and eat it too kind of pick. You'll realize very quickly too that this is really one of your only options in the early game apart from farming as we get into the next section, which are Nilah's ganks. Long story short, they aren't very good. Nilah has no CC apart from her ultimate, and she has no gap close other than her E when she's near a target. However, when she hits level 6, she gains a solid gank tool which allows her to win many 1v1s and skirmishes. In a sense, Nilah plays very similarly to Wukong in terms of ganks. No setup before 6, very situational gap close, and an ult that completely flips that on its head. For both champions, you can really only gank early if you have setup from a laner, red buff slow, or the raw damage to run down the target. For the most part, Nilah just has to power farm to level 6 before she can really get anything accomplished. Next to go over are objectives, and this one is pretty simple. Nilah is good at taking them. Her W is great for blocking damage, and she has a lot of built-in sustain. On top of that, she naturally likes to build lifesteal items too, meaning soloing objectives will almost never get you killed. Herald specifically is easier than usual as well, since Nilah can use E whenever the eye opens. The actual goal of the pick is to play, again, very similarly to how Wukong would play in the sense that the later the game goes, the more likely you are to win. As Nilah gets more items, her scaling goes off the charts in both sustain and damage. Speaking of items, let's go over those next. Due to the item system being revamped entirely, I spent some time on the PvE to really get a feel for the new changes. My job was a bit easier though, as market items remained mostly unchanged. Some of the stats were nerfed or buffed, but the main change is of course that you can build whatever items you want to. This is big for Nilah as it solves one of her ever-changing debates, Infinity Edge or Quick Blades. Fortunately, you can now build both. Specifically, I like my items to be the following 5. Infinity Edge, Quick Blades, Lord Dom's, Shield Bow, and Bloodthirster. You'll notice the omission of common Nilah items like Collector, Eclipse, and Ravenous Hydra. With the new jungle changes for next season, you'll have essentially no need for any Tiamat items in your clear, eliminating the need for Hydra. Additionally, I've swapped in Shield Bow more frequently due to the small lifesteal buff up to 12%. This does lead to a bit of a build path order issue. Collector before was a super easy rush that had a solid build path and good early stats. However, this new build is really all suited for late game with no super good rush items. I found that of the following options, the 2 best to rush are either Quick Blades or Bloodthirster. Both have decently easy build paths and have situations in which you would rather take those first depending on if you need damage or defense. Regardless of what you went first, I like to go Lord Dom second and to IE third. The Shield Bow usually comes in last regardless of which order you went with. Also important to note is that given the perfectly convenient back timings, I have no issues with rushing IE either, although you'll find that this is pretty unrealistic in most games due to the brutal components. Alternatively, you could just rush Collector anyway and worry about scaling later. I wouldn't bother with Eclipse at all since the armor pen is completely stripped. It's essentially just a bruiser item now. Runes are a whole lot more simple, and there's really only one rune page you'll ever go. Fleet Footwork, Overheal, Bloodline, and Cut Down with Triple Tonic and Cosmic Insight. I could be wrong on this, but Triple Tonic seems worth taking purely for the skill pot at level 9. Nilah thrives off scaling, and putting points in E in mid-game is a huge power boost due to the high cooldown reduction on rank. If you feel like getting no use out of the level 3 minion damage pot is enough to dissuade the rune altogether, just go Magical Footwear instead. Nilah Jungle, in all fairness, is an extremely risky pick. You give up a fair amount of early pressure when all is said and done, and all you really get out of it is a discount Wukong. However, the pick checks off all the basic jungle boxes, benefited from the preseason changes, and has some of the most insane scaling the game has to offer. It's definitely worth giving a shot if you enjoy Nilah. I stream on Twitch sometimes and also have a Discord server, links to both will be in the description. I also have a Ko-fi page and any tips are highly appreciated. See you next time, bye!
Yippee!
Are you ready to lose?
Yeah, this is gonna suck.
I usually
Don't make me go
go
lethal. Don't make me go lethal.
You go Fleet?
Fleet? That makes sense.
Overheal.
Yeah. Oh, I can do that. Dude, they're gonna dodge. There's no way the Flavi goes through.
Oh, it's ranked? Oh, dude, this is crazy. Alright, since you're kind of new to this, I would recommend you go Biscuits instead of, Magic
Nah,
Footwear.
no. I won't need biscuits.
Alright.
You guys, level 1 Nilah is so strong. Please.
True, you should
Don't
run
ruin
directly
the-
into their red buff.
Guys, we're making content. Don't ruin it. Yona's very nice for giving me a leash. Maybe he knows that I'm going to die in 2 seconds.
If you do your clear right, I think you'll be surprised by how much health you have at the end. Okay.
Do I
you wanna
save it
use
for
your
this or
W
use it here?
right when the large monster, like, starts to attack you, and then you can block 2 attacks.
Yeah,
If you miss time,
like
you
that.
only block 1, because the timing
blocked
is
it, I
very
blocked it.
close.
What am I using my smite on?
You were supposed to use it on red, but it's fine.
Oh. This happened to me the other day, and I missed level 2 because of it. Everyone's ganking bot right now, and I'm not gonna be there. Oh, never mind. They are just naturally losing. She's dead. Yay.
And just remember, you still have 0 deaths, which means that none of this is your fault.
They literally died level 1 to Shakojin. What, we're dragoning here?
No.
I don't think so. Oh,
Twitch is
shit.
like dying, by the way.
Why is he level 6? How crazy is that he lives if he walks to me? Wow, I died to a trap. That's really unlucky. Oh my goodness. This is really tragic. Oh, that Jin W not hitting is a crime, by the way. This is insane. Still Loki guy has pinged me like 50 times. What is he doing, dude?
It's your fault, by the way. You know what? Twitch scales. We'll trust him.
True. Yeah, he really wants to scale this game. He's so mad. I kind of griefed. I was completely useless for the first 15 minutes of the game.
Oh, you'll be, like, mostly useless for the first 15 minutes of every game. That's kind of why it's like, you start bot side, you path towards Herald, you look to trade Herald for dragons. If a lane needs shoved out, you shove out their lane so you can get as much experience as you can. And then you just try to get to 3 items before your team implodes.
Okay, I've already canceled 2 autos. This is kind of sweet. 3 autos. I'm dead.
You're not dead, you're fine.
I cannot contest this.
Yeah, you can.
That Graves fucked that invade up. He should have been there like 3 seconds earlier.
You can go bot scuttle here. See if Nasus needs help
Alright.
shoving. He's got no mana.
He does. Graves is somewhere here, or he's just basing. Yeah, there's some crab. We have prior for this actually. Yeah. Okay. Well, he's dead now.
Yeah. You evolved, by the way. Nice.
Easy double kill.
Oh my god.
Nasus
Your
please
camera
block.
movement is insane, by the way. Challenge your camera movement.
No, it's so bad, dude. My friends make fun of me for it all the time. I think I can fight Graves.
I would look for a reset, and then blue buff, and then look bot, and then if you get a bot playoff, you can take the dragon.
Lantern me?
This should be good.
This is a free kill. He's so dead.
Twitch isn't here, but Soraka's here.
This guy is allergic to playing well. Dude, I'm actually so sad that he didn't lantern me.
You know what? You got the kill.
I can
They
make
can't
him
take
immune to
dragon,
auto
it's fine.
attacks.
Prompt 5 camps, and then look for a top play or a mid play, and then if it works, you go Herald.
Doesn't he go Drake? Oh, that's fine. I guess we just go
Yeah,
Herald
he
for it.
goes-
Yeah,
he
yeah,
goes
makes
Drake.
sense.
It's first Drake at 10 minutes.
Honestly, Nilah Jungle probably doesn't want Drakes to be taken at all.
Yes.
So we're probably fine.
Yeah, E cooldown reduction is crazy. It's like you go for it goes from like
And
fucking,
it, base damage goes up a lot
like-
as well.
It goes from like 30 to 10. yeah, it's 26 to 12. It's so stupid. This guy's just dead, by the way.
Hello,
Also
hello,
still
Diana.
sad.
I'm right here.
Yeah. Yeah, lol.
I don't know what my
you can't
mid
chase
laner was
that.
doing there.
Just do dragon.
This is the most frustrating part about playing with
Also-
Nilah. Like people just don't realize that my champion has like Diana ult.
Yeah. I think you could have.
Or they're just not thinking about it, I guess. Yeah, I thought it as well, but I didn't want to use my flash.
Understandable, yeah.
I don't know what that lantern was for. Of all the lanterns he throws in this game, that's the one I get.
She
Guy's
still has
dead to
ult,
it
right? I
over there.
don't think she dies.
No, she doesn't. She uses it.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Hmm? That's just grief that just a little tiny bit.
Care top wave. I don't know if our guy has TP this game. I didn't look. Ooh, nice. Good look.
Yep. This guy's dead. I don't know. We don't need all
If
4,
you kill
but I'm going
Urgot,
because it's Baron.
you can
Oh, it's
look
definitely Baron. Wow.
play slow. Don't get hit by Ari Charm.
#1 most wasted Nilah W of all time, by the way.
See, so that's how it works. If it's not a disaster early game, there's a chance. That's how the pick works.
Those guys are horrible.
So is your team.
I usually try and think about how I would play versus people that react accordingly. Like that Graves invade was so bad.
It was, yeah.
All right, now one more, best of 3 to decide.
Wait, really? This is crazy.
Can't revive EADC. I've actually lost to EADC and won with EADC on my team
I don't
before.
think EADC is bad. Maybe you can get a leash for like a bot side leash for the first time.
Okay, this guy doesn't know how to space, so he's forcing me to take so much damage. Oh, I did the wrong button. Whoops.
See, if you had accidentally leveled E and you didn't have Fleet and you had Conquer instead, you would actually just like
Yeah,
die
yeah,
your
yeah,
wolves
I know.
unironically. It's...
Yeah, that's why I took Fleet this game. The only reason I wanted it was because I wanted to fight. Oh, my
look at
god.
that guy.
GG. I've
You're
the
fine.
flash. Can't believe he got there in time. That champion is so broken. Yep, that's the EADC for you. Do I go to the scrap or is Graves gonna kill me? I mean, I can't want
You're
me
gonna be 6.
full Yamas. Nah, he's gonna be.
You have block pro. Basically, if you go to the crab and he's there and he kills you, you can blame your bot lane.
True. Oh, I gotta KS that.
It's fine.
He dashes out of that? Oh, he doesn't. Big. Free kill. I didn't even get an assist. I am being so helpful. And then Krug's down for a Drake. Or red down? Do I just... Oh.
Nope, you just win.
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, Kate went AFK. Oh. Well, I get back to
Look, you
Emerald
went
2 playing
positive.
3
Alright,
games
2
with
and
Nilah
1.
Jungle.
2 and 1 on a
this
pick
is
you've never
terrible.
done before. It sounds OP to me.
Damn, I did 1,000 damage in that last game.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Why did I check my match history to see that? Hold on.